So, here with Francis of Chain Duel. Well done, man.
Well, thank you, Ben.
It's like one of the best events at the conference. And as we saw, the final went really well. We had a massive crowd, and everyone was very excited about the game. Just tell us a little bit about the game, how you started developing it, how you integrated LNbits, and then, yeah, go from there.
Well, this game is Chain Duel.
Yep.
In Chain Duel, there's two chains fighting for the next block reward,
Yep.
right? So there's a Lightning integration. We are using LNbits, but start from the beginning. I initially just started implementing the Chain Duel as a pet project, just to learn more about Lightning, learn more about Bitcoin. But I was invited, when I started developing, I was invited to take the game to Bitcoin Miami. So that gave me the motivation to really polish it and finish it.
Yeah.
But then I also took the game to the Lightning Summit in Tuscany, which provided me with a lot of good feedback, how to make the game better, how to integrate it better. So that's how the game started, and then from there it grew a lot.
And I would want to say a shout out to David Bailey with the Miami conference, because he did the same thing with me when I first started out making hardware. Yeah, he paid for me to go over and retrofit these arcade machines, and it was just quite like it was motivating to have someone have some faith in your work and then invite you over. So yeah, well done to BTC Conf for that gesture to you as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very grateful for Bitcoin Magazine and BTC Conf, because they supported me from the beginning when the game didn't even exist yet. They believed on the image, on the idea. And they already invited me as well to go afterwards to Amsterdam, and they also were always very nice to me and to the game. They believed in the project. Yeah. So yes, thank you very much for Bitcoin Magazine.
And I've seen it scale up. So every time I be to a conference, it feels like you're getting more and more participants and people playing. Although I hear you scaled down a little bit. So how many players did you have this time, this conference?
So each time we try to introduce a new feature and make the game more interesting. And also there's more people that know about the game, so it's easier to gather more players.
Yeah.
So in BTC Atlantis, since we had more time to prepare, and since I'm also Portuguese, we had a very good communication with the conference, and they provided us a very nice space, and we knew beforehand that we will have the opportunity to have 5 tournaments.
Yeah.
So we had 64 players compete for the final 5 million sats that sponsored by Bitbox, that also been very nice to support Chain Duel.
Yeah, I mean they're a great company as well. The Swiss hardware wallet manufacturer.
Yes. So Bitbox, they make the hardware wallets, and they are made in Swiss and they are open source. So they are very good. Yeah, I recommend trying it.
So what under the hood, like how did you use LNbits to help you?
So initially we had the constraint. So initially when I was building it for Miami, they wanted me to use an arcade machine. So we had the constraint that we didn't have a camera to scan the invoices. So the obvious solution was using LNURL, so the withdrawal. And then after some research, we realized the easiest way to implement LNURL on a pet project would be to use LNbits with the LNURL extension. And from there, like it was so easy, and so like you just use the API with the key that you provided on your accounts. It was so easy that I recommend many people to use LNbits to hack around. And
yeah, thank you.
And of course, there's sometimes there's some problems, some bugs, and people don't recommend for production. But for hacking around, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say that I've been with Chain Duel to over 20 conferences. I always used LNbits, and I never had a problem related that LNbits would ruin the experience.
I mean, LNbits is beta, but we are slowly edging towards coming out of production. I think there's a lot of like software projects in Bitcoin which come out of production early. They still have bugs, but we don't want to do that. Like we think it's important that it is beta, and when we do come out of production, Core will have a full audit by some hackers actually in Prague, which Stick is Pavel's organising from Satoshi Labs, and they're going to fully attack Core. We're going to have a full audit. And then with the vetted extension framework as well, we've been working hard to come up with a permission system or some other ways of making vetted extensions mean that they can cause as little damage as possible to Core itself. So we've really been building out the security tools before we come out of beta. But yeah, no, thank you so much for supporting the project and also like telling people as well that you're using it. I mean, you don't have to, and it's a nice gesture that you do tell people that you're using it under the hood.
Sure, like as Chain Duel is an open source project, and the only reason we were able to grow so much is because of the community that supports us.
Yeah.
We also like to give back and give some support and recommend people to support also other open source softwares that are helping everybody in the community, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I also should say that so in Chain Duel, when players deposit the sats, it's automatically split through the Lightning Network for the host, the developer, and the designer. And you can see behind you there's the image that displays this split.
Oh yeah, I see.
So for this I'm using the Splitpayments extension as well. So not only I use the LNURLp extension, I also use Splitpayments and Scrub, the Scrub extension.
Oh, you Scrub. So you give the what LN addresses of the developer or whoever, and then so the payment comes in, it splits.
It's automatic in the moment of the deposit. And that's very cool because when I'm in the conferences, and even if I'm having lunch or somewhere outside, I get the notification on my phone that I got the deposit, and I know somebody's playing, and I can come check it out if something is happening. So that's very cool.
Well, this is the power of micropayments, so that in permissionless development environments, I guess, is all that money management which happens in a company or a project. We could just automate it all and just have it all happen at point of sale.
Yeah, automatically, instantly.
Yeah, that's what I love about Chain Duel. It's the way you've used multiple LNbits extensions to create something beautiful, man. And like, it's so rewarding, I think, to the LNbits community. You know, all these people who've been sharing ideas, contributing through developing or helping people with support in the group, to then see like palpable, like people using LNbits for what it's for, like to take the heavy lifting out of your building. You can just build the fun bit, you know, and then like, well, I mean, you've put a lot of work into this, but there's no point in Lightning projects as all replicating the same work when it comes to functionality. We should just reuse that work and then, you know, build on it and all contribute to that work. So yeah, I mean, it's a great project. Thanks for chatting, Francis.
On what you're saying, like the game looks very beautiful, but I have to thank Pedro, the designer of the game, because he is very good, he's very talented, and his love for Bitcoin is also what pushed us forward to create this that has all the Bitcoin motto and analogies around the game.
What's next for the game? Are you gonna? Because it seems pretty polished to me. Have you got plans for like things you want to do with it to extend it or?
Sure. So each time between conferences, we try to give a new feature, something for the users to keep motivated to play again.
Yeah.
So the most recent introduction, I introduced a practice mode, where if you want to play alone, or if you don't have an opponent right at the moment, you play alone against a bot. So it's fun for people to practice. And so far, only Rugsy, our champion, was able to beat the bot. So I challenge people to try it and try to beat it. And we also just recently introduced, it's not available yet, but soon, a nostr mode, where people play Chain Duel through zaps. They register on the game event through zaps, and then there's also some interaction through the game with zaps. So
yeah, that's
soon
really cool.
it will be announced.
So you're able to get the profile picture and bring it in?
Yes. So
have you thought about putting because you've got the block, and then you've got the head of the block. Have you thought about putting the profile picture as the head on the block?
Yes, we consider that. It will look cool.
Yeah.
We'll see what comes next.
Technically fiddly, but maybe.
Yeah. So
okay.
Another cool integration, I don't know, I told you this before. On the bottom you see there's the latest block information.
Yes.
So this is directly connected to the API of mempool.
Yeah.
And each time there's a new block, it also provides an extra foot to the game. And so in a way, it's relating the blockchain, the mining of blocks, to the game, and it affects directly the game. So players also like this feature.
It's so good to get it's all about the gameplay. Because there was for a while there were some people developing games and they were quite complex. They were trying to put Bitcoin into computer games, but with you've taken a game everyone loves, Snake. Everyone knows how to play, and then you've implemented Bitcoin wonderfully into it. Are there any other games you want to do? Or are you going to focus on like making Chain Duel as good as it possibly could be?
So for now, I'm not working on the other games.
Yeah.
We are focusing on Chain Duel and trying to make it the best we can. And especially because we love Bitcoin. We're not game developers, so we are trying to focus on how can we make the game more attractive for Bitcoiners for now, and what other features that we can, cutting edge Bitcoin features we can make it more interesting. And And one thing that is happening with this game, since we have the Lightning integration, is that we are testing all the different Bitcoin wallets because all my players have different wallets. And when they interact with the game, sometimes there's unexpected results, like some wallets don't tell you what's the minimum amount for the LNURL, other wallets don't allow you to attach a comment to the payments, which I use it in my game for setting up the player name.
LNURL, like LNURLp comments, it was a feature of LNURL, I think Jeff added in, and no one really implements it in their wallets, but it's such a useful feature. I used it in video, the Copilot extension, the video streaming extension, and but it was kind of disheartening because there was only like 2 wallets which supported it. So it's really nice to see more people making use of that feature in LNURLp.
Yeah.
Because why not? It's powerful.
And then my players cannot write their name, so they tell to the wallets and I tell to the wallets, and some wallets already changed their code because of Chain Duel.
Oh, so, nice. Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's very cool.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, I won't keep you, Francis. Thank you very much, and well done for the conference.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And it's really nice to finally sit down with you and have a chat.
Well, it's a pleasure and an honor.
We're so busy at these conferences, aren't we?
Yeah. Always busy.
Thank you, man.
Hey, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want to try?
Yeah, let's go.